to say. Namaste. Isn't this wonderful? And starting half an hour later, it's a little bit warmer. Instead of a heavy coat, I've got just a sweater on. This is just delightful. Okay, my name is Bob Schaefer, and on behalf of Rev Donna Maurer and the Board of Trustees, I am privileged to welcome you to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living, now at the Oasis, at least temporarily. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your spiritual path, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all you can be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day and every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. On the back of our programs, you'll find the Declaration of Principles. Please join me now in reading them. Small print. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. Hey, silence your cell phones and other things that make noise, and we're ready. Thank you.
The year is coming to a close. We are so grateful for it all. We look forward to next year. Thank you for it all. The year is coming to a close. We are so grateful for it all. We look forward to next year. Thank you for it all.
Good morning. Happy New Year. My name is John Lopez, and I'll be doing our invocation and our spiritual reading this morning. So please join with me. Take a moment and know with me that there is only the one mind, the one spirit, manifesting in, through, and as all manifestation, expressing in, through, and as each one of us here on this beautiful morning here at the Oasis. And I know that we are blessed to be here today, that our service is blessed and is already a perfect idea in the mind of God through the words of Rev Donna and through the divine music of Heather. I'm so grateful for this truth. I declare this service already done, and so it is. So this morning's reading is actually from our very own Science of Mind magazine, and it's by our spiritual director, Dr. Edward Villon. And as we approach the new year, this reading is entitled Evaluating Last Year. We are nearing the end of another year. Though we benefit significantly from living in the present moment, it is appropriate for us to reflect on the past as an experience that brought us to where we are now. Take a few moments today to look back on the year that was, and as you do so, let us be soothing with ourselves, mindful of being as gentle with ourselves as we would with an infant. Think about the birthdays, anniversaries, memorials, weddings, graduations, vacations, and family gatherings that could not take place or be honored like they ordinarily would. Reflect on the areas you have grown into that you ordinarily might not have thought possible. Consider the shifts in societal awareness that have emerged, bringing us important and necessary conversations that might not have risen into our group awareness had we not been sheltering in place. Reflect on the successes, disappointments, losses, gains, adaptations, and decisions you made. It is essential to face life just as it is, and just as it is not, and to do so from a place of gentle power, acknowledging the whole range of emotions that come from this reflection. As important as it is to evaluate the past, it is equally important to look to the future by thinking of how you would like to be in the upcoming year. Without a mental roadmap, it is challenging to know if you are staying on the path and easier to stray and lose focus. So today, think about the type of person you would like to be next year. What qualities of the divine would you like to embody as you move through the next year of your life? Who would you like to be? When we imagine in this way, it is important to allow the spontaneous action of spirit to nudge us in directions we did not think of ourselves. And importantly, what do you hold in your heart? for our world in 2021. Namaste.
I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I know I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I know I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself like a newborn baby child.
Good morning. Well, this is the last Sunday of 2020. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure most of it, we're happy to see it go. I mentioned in my blurb in the e-news that one of the covers of Time magazine had 2020 with a huge X over it. So at midnight on Thursday night, we can put a big X over this year and affirm that the new year will bring the changes that we're all praying for. So as we come together for the last Sunday service in 2020, it seems appropriate today to have as our topic, Comes the Dawn. There's a sense of promise. No other species knows what day it is, but we hold these things in reverence, kind of. And so as a calendar churns from one year to another, there is a sense of promise. And I think that's why we depict the change of the years as an old man passing his torch to a new baby. Because a new baby represents that hope, that promise, and new possibilities. You know, there's a gentle rhythm. I know we all love meeting out here because it is absolutely gorgeous. And if you look at it, there is a gentle rhythm that is repeated throughout nature. Dawn follows the night. Spring follows winter. The phases of the moon return it to its full orb. The seed deep in the soil sends up new shoots. And I think sometimes this is God's way of proclaiming that out of darkness comes the dawn. And our story, our own spiritual evolution, is forever being reflected back to us through these rhythms and patterns of nature. For you and me, we can reflect on our own personal dark nights and realize that in so much of those times, they have been the catalyst for our greatest growth and our spiritual transformation. Howard Thurman, in his essay, The Night View of the World, writes, "Upon the night view of the world, a day view must follow. This is an ancient insight grounded in the experience of the race in its long journey through all the years of man's becoming. It is insight woven into the pattern of all living things, reaching its grand apotheosis in the reflection of man gazing deep into the heart of his own experience." So our theme for the month of December has been reflections. And the word reflect, of course, we've said means the casting back of light as the moon and planets reflect the light of the sun. And we've had so many times that there's candles, and the reflection of the candles are throughout almost every religion. There's a reason to light candles this time of the year. But it also reflection also means to give serious consideration, and that would include, for you and me, it would include things like meditation, contemplation, introspection, and certainly, as John mentioned, as this year ends and another begins, it does seem an appropriate time for inner reflection. In his book, 7,000 Ways to Listen, Mark Nepo quotes New Age pianist Michael Jones, who says, "We have two glorious tasks: to be a good steward of the gift we are given and to wait upon that gift. This calls for deep and constant listening, the way a wave listens to the ocean." So I think there's things that we do need to reflect upon as we see 2020 come to a close. What is the gift that we have been given? How are we good stewards of that gift? And how do we wait upon it? How do we attend to it? So to me, the greatest gift that we have is that gift of life itself and our ability to express it and to experience it. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says there is a universal wholeness seeking expression through everything. We are calling it simply life. It is the invisible essence and substance of every visible form. Its nature is goodness, truth, wisdom, and beauty. So you and I may look at a bird, a tree, each other, and say that object, that person is alive. We know so because it moves, and in its own way it breathes and it grows. But I think it is this invisible essence and substance that gives our aliveness meaning. And when we give ourselves the time to be reflective, we touch this invisible essence. We touch the nature of goodness, truth, wisdom, and beauty within this alive thing. And we connect then in a deep and meaningful way. And that connection is our way of attending to this gift of life. So life requires deep listening. It requires us to listen to ourselves as the wave listens to the ocean. Where have we been hurt? What wounds are we carrying that we might break open to find the gifts that are hidden in it? Where are we harboring resentments that keep us in bondage to that experience? You know, forgiveness, and I know Melinda talks about this, God bless her, forgiveness is a significant way that we can attend to and be good stewards of this gift of life we have been given. So as this year comes to a close and we reflect on our own life experiences, is there a place where our heart has hooked into a hurt or a resentment that needs our forgiveness? Deep listening requires that we listen to others from a place of connection. So much of the time we're in a hurry. We gloss over events, or we make assumptions and go our way, rather than questioning what we have said or declared or perceived to be true. And we miss so much when we don't stop to deep listen. When we truly listen to the man or woman who won't stop talking, who must be the center of attention, we may see a wounded child wanting to be heard. I have an acquaintance like that. I would make a face when he called me at the office, and I would cut him off as quickly as I could. But then one day I decided to just listen, really listen. And no matter how long it took, I would stay on the phone until he said that he needed to hang up. Well, it took just over a half hour, but when he hung up, he said, "Thank you for taking time to listen to me." And after that, while he would still call, his calls were much more brief. Sometimes people are so hungry to be heard that they become like this person. Yet even if you and I don't stay on the phone forever with them, just seeing that wounded child inside connects us with something familiar. Those places in us where we too have felt unheard or unloved. And that's a true purpose of deep listening to others. It's the place where what is not said becomes as important as the words that we hear. You know, while Ernest Holmes is very correct in saying that this life essence is goodness, truth, love, and beauty, it's also true that life in human form is vulnerable, sometimes filled with pain and disappointment. It is how we hear those things, those unsaid things, that bring us into true connection, whether it is listening to our own still opened wounds or hearing a hint of them in someone else's conversation. And even if that doesn't become a conversation, it is in that deep listening that we are moved into greater wisdom and deeper understanding. And that too is tending to our gift of life. And finally, besides listening to our own inner voice and the unspoken exchanges of others, deep listening also includes the metaphors, the stories that come alive in everything when we take that time to see, to listen, to truly hear. 13th century mystic Meister Eckhart wrote, "Apprehend God in all things, for God is in all things. Every single creature is full of God and is a book about God. Every creature is a word of God. If I spent enough time with the tiniest creature, even a caterpillar, I would never have to prepare a sermon, so full of God is every creature." So our deepest listening comes when we discern the metaphors that are the stepping stones within our own story. If we can see that every creature, every object is full of God, is full of this unseen and eternal essence, we could not help but then see our own life unfolding. Mark Nepo was walking in the woods with friends when one said, "When a tree is very young, it is covered with limbs, but as it grows older, most of its limbs die and break off. As they stopped by a mature oak, Mark put his hands on the bark of the tree and felt the wisdom of its years. And he said, "It struck me squarely. Trees in the forest start out reaching for the light and end up standing in the light. And once standing in the light, there is less need to reach." And isn't that true of our own lives? We struggle to find ourselves. We first, as young people, finding our way in life, in career and raising families. Later, in finding our spiritual way, as the maturity of our years brings us face to face with our own mortality. And we find that we can stop reaching and just stand in the light of all that is life itself and our life, knowing that it is part of that greater whole. Mark says, this reaching for the light is at the heart of the soul's calling. It's how we wake to fulfill our purpose and find our place in the world. But once finding the light and growing in its presence, we are left with the call of the soul to simply live in that aliveness. Of course, these twin calls are happening continually and are constantly informing each other. This is the light of spirit. Its illumination calls to our soul. And what does it ask of us? In our own particular, authentic way, to keep reaching for that original presence that doesn't change, and being blessed to find it, to stand there in the open and simply be. Shakespeare has said that our life finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. It's when we listen deeply, when we look from the inside, when we lay aside assumptions and things that make us small, that God calls to us from everything, giving us a chance to say yes to it all, giving us this chance to see the good in all that is. This is life, and this is our life. Ernest Holmes says that life in its broadest sense is the impartation of spirit in us, the source of everything we are or hope to have or be. It gives in joy and without reservation, in complete abandonment. Everything in the universe lives only because it has a divine spark incarnated in it. It makes the grass grow, the birds sing. It is the genius of the artist, the dance of the dancer, the message of Jesus. So as you and I end this year and begin the new, may we choose as our cosmic resolution to listen deeply the way a wave listens to the ocean. May we take the time and make the effort to learn to read the books in the brooks, to hear the sermon in stones, to find the wisdom in trees, and to see God and good in all things. I wish you a very happy, prosperous, and joy-filled 2021. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me happy. If I had If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. I'll be a candle on the water. My love for you will always burn. I know you're lost and drifting, but the clouds are lifting. Don't give up, you have somewhere to turn. I'll be your candle on the water, till every wave is warm and bright. My soul is there beside you, let the candle guide you. Soon you'll see a golden stream of light. A cold and friendless tide has found you. Don't let the stormy darkness pull you down. I'll paint a ray of hope around you, circling in the air, lighted by a prayer. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. I'll be a candle on the water.
My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And let's just take a moment to close out this beautiful, gorgeous day in prayer. Again, my fervent wish for you is a very happy, healthy, prosperous new year. And by the way, we had a lovely Christmas Eve virtual candlelight service, and that is, we did record it, so it's available on our YouTube channel, and I think it's on Facebook, and it's on our Facebook page. So if you would like to have a belated Christmas Eve candlelight service, please look at it. It's very, very sweet. This was the first time we'd done anything like that, and our hitches were slight. So anyhow, let's just take a moment to know right now that there is only God. That this day is blessed. that the sun shines, that the clouds go forth as white as they can be, and that there is promise in this new dawn, this new day, this new year. I speak my word for anyone experiencing a challenge this year or right now, and know that God is right there, making easy and graceful the way. I give thanks for the opportunity to be here, to share my life with my spiritual family, and to feel that love that radiates from each and every one of us. And I simply deem it all good and very good, this gift of life that is ours to share, as we say together, and so it is. Thank you so much.